And we rinsed off the rock again, and now this should fit. The holes are a little bigger now. If you're using metal tools with that salt water, make sure you wash them off in RO water good and dry them. Okay. A couple of pieces left over. Again, I'm going to fill the holes with super glue gel. And then I'm going to attach the frags. So by drilling those holes, you'll give yourself a real secure location for those corals. They won't come loose. Let's see here. Unfortunately, you see that mucus? Let me try the end of it a little bit. That tends to play havoc with the super glue. For some reason, it doesn't like to set real well with that. Make sure that's down in the hole. I gave it a slight twist when it went down to be sure that the glue connected up real good with the tissue and the exposed skeleton on the bottom. And give that a little twist. Make sure that's set in here real good, and we'll wait a couple of minutes here, and then I'll return it to the bucket. And then I'll wait maybe an hour or two so it gets a good set to it. And then I'll transfer them to the sump for overnight. And the reason I do that is because if I don't, the snails may knock them off their pedestal, because that glue takes about 24 hours to get nice and hard. And let me push this back into let me get better lighting on that, or maybe I can just pull it forward here and tilt it a little bit. The lighting is behind you. Behind the corals, and prop that up a little bit in the side view, so you can see the frags. Especially the lighting here isn't real good. Let me move the thing over to good lighting. Okay, now the lighting is is more on the tissue here. And pull back to get it in focus, huh? And you can see at the base the super glue is welled up. If you look right down here, you can see that ridge of glue. And that's going to take a while to set. You can see it over here too. And then the top is bare, although it's full of mucus. The top is exposed skeleton where I cut it. And the idea here is that you don't need to have a completed frag. You can use a section of a frag, and then the top will encrust over. And assuming it's a healthy coral, it'll do an incrustation on the top as well as the bottom of the plug. And then in time the thing will develop hopefully into a nice coral. So let's let that go then. And we'll put them back in the tank later, and I'll take a picture of that later on. Okay, it's the next day, and I'm preparing to go down to the local fish store and sell off a couple of these frags. This is one right here, and then we'll try to grab that one, and then that one, and get rid of those, make some room for the new frags. You can see it's on a base rock here. I'm going to get in there and pry that up and break that free. I glue that rock down with some epoxy putty, and it should just pop right up if I get in there with a screwdriver. And then And after that I can put the new frags in with some epoxy putty to hold it. So I'll replace this one with the new frags. So, with any luck I can pop that up without destroying it. And I'll take care of that now. Okay, well, something sort of came loose there. That's okay. I see the Pakistan coral fell down, so I'll have to pick that up. But all in all, not too bad. Now I'll go grab the other ones and put them in a bucket and take them off to the fish store. Okay, well, it took me a little while to put the rockwork back together. When I tried to pry that first coral off, that whole assembly fell down. I had to get in there and fix that. Anyway, this coral is now gone. That one that was there in the middle. You can see the solo tank took advantage of some bugs that were in there. The one that was here is now gone. And the one that was between the trumpet and the Marielina is also gone. And this one has been replaced. I don't know how well you can see that. Has been replaced with the coral that was just a small tip. You remember we cut the tip off of that one frag? And that's what that is there. You can kind of see it sticking out. And this is dead rock that it's on, and it'll fill with coral in after a while. The other one, I'm going to have to move the camera so you can see it. Okay, this is the one that I laid sideways, the two frags that are, the frag that was split and then laid sideways. You can see it laying sideways there. And we'll see how that grows over the coming months. And I epoxied that down. See if I get a better view here. Get up higher. You can see the two frags there. One is in the back and one towards the front here. So we'll see how that does. Okay, the next thing I want to show you is the total group of frags I'm taking down to the local fish store. So, okay, this is looking down in the bucket with the frags, and I'm just getting ready to go down there and sell them. The one on the right is the real big one that was the first one I tried to pry loose. The one at the very top of the screen is the one that was to the left and was a bit cactus-like. And finally the last one on the left is the real cactus-like looking one that was on the right in the tank. Now, in addition to those, I have two bird nest coral I'm going to take down. I want to show you what I did with those. The first one here was done using super glue only, and so you might be able to see where it's attached. You can see there's just a super glue attachment right there at the base. And the problem is that bird nest doesn't grow over the base. The tissue doesn't grow over the base. So I'm now using this is the second bird nest coral. I'm using epoxy epoxy putty to hold it. You can see it there. And that should hold pretty good. Sort of a lifetime hold on it. Whereas the acrylic stuff doesn't really last very long underwater. Tends to fall apart. This is the one that looked cactus-like that was in the tank. And you can see that one was glued with acrylic. In fact, all of these aquaporas were. And see if I can show you the base up close here. This is the bigger one. You see now it's even got a branch to your right there. Even one of the branches are branching. And I don't know how well we can see the base on this. This lighting probably isn't really good. The base is in here, right where my thumb starts on up. Anyway, we'll take these off then to the local fish store. I've got to stabilize them. I've got a couple of pieces of sponge here that hopefully will keep them from slamming into each other in the trip down. I'm going to try to move the bird nest to one side and lay in the sponge here. I just don't want them to bash around. Just as long as that when they roll, they hit a sponge instead of a hard surface, that would be good enough.